And now for our award.
Yes, we're delighted to say that representatives of the whole Naval Air Station at Culdrose have managed to come up here today to Television Centre to receive it.
And of course they didn't all travel by rail or road. The pilots made the 270-mile journey from Cornwall to London by helicopter. And furthermore, they landed their chopper only a few yards away from our studio. The original idea was to get the chopper to land early this morning, but we had to change the plan at the last minute because the weather forecast for today was thick fog and the helicopter wouldn't have been able to land. So these pictures were taken at 6:45 last night when the Wessex 5 appeared over White City on its way into Television Centre. Chris and I rushed to the studios to meet the crew. Simon dashed down the M1 from Dethick but got stuck on the motorway and didn't make it. This was the first time a chopper had landed in the VIP car park at the front of TV Centre, and as you can imagine, it caused quite a stir. We had to wait for the engines to be turned off before we could go and greet the pilots.
Welcome! Welcome! Welcome to TV
Nice to be
Centre.
here. Nice to get here.
You made it just before the sun went
That's
down
right.
too. Brilliant.
It's a bit sunny as we were making the approach at the height, but when we got a bit lower down, it was ideal because the tall buildings cut the sun away.
Yes.
We'll have to park here tonight.
Okay.
We haven't got a meter for you, I'm afraid.
You're terribly privileged, you know. Only the very best people park in this
I
particular
gather
spot,
that
you
the
know.
Rolls Royces have had to leave, haven't they?
But, yeah. Tell you what, you've got a lot of wind coming off that thing. I've got half the garden in my mouth.
Oh, yes.
Well, it's great to be here, I must say.
It's very good of you to bring number 21 along for us.
Yes.
That's right, ideal, isn't it?
Did you put it
Ideal.
on for us? Or...
Of course we did. It was all planned. Well planned.
As we said, that all happened yesterday, and the chopper stayed in the car park overnight. The weather forecast had been accurate, because at 8:30 this morning it was very foggy when we arrived to help tow the chopper into our studio.
Eddie, anytime you think it's not going to make it, stop and we'll change the towing arm angle.
Its rotor blades and tail had been folded back, but it was still going to be quite a tight fit getting it out of the car park and through our studio doors. We'd calculated there were going to be just a few centimetres to spare.
Stand by, stop! Midships! All right, come ahead now, push! Midships!
And after a lot of heaving and toing and froing, we did manage to get it through the studio doors of Studio 1 here. But it looked pretty big outside in the car park, but you get a better idea of the size of the Wessex if you see it inside Europe's biggest television studio. It just about fills it, and doesn't it look grand?
And we're very pleased indeed to welcome the men and women of Culdrose too. There are representatives here from all the gallant fastnet race rescuers, not forgetting the ground staff, of course, who played a terribly important part in the life-saving. People like Stephen McMinn, who cooked for all the survivors, and Joanna Grindle, who was on radar duty.
And they're led by Lieutenant Commander Michael Brock of 771 Squadron. Welcome to Blue Peter, and thank you very much to all of you for coming along and bringing your splendid Wessex with you. We saw in the film awful conditions. Was there any one stage of the rescue operation that was worse than the rest?
I think the worst stage was the final day on the Thursday, when there were still several yachts we had to look for, and we were getting a little tired. Probably the worst stage, really.
Well, congratulations once again on a marvellous effort. Having read about it in the newspapers, it's very nice to have spoken to someone who was actually there.
And it's with our very great admiration that we would like to present you with our Blue Peter Award for Outstanding Endeavour. We're going to have Culdrose printed, engraved rather, on the side here, and I know that all the Blue Peter viewers would like to join us in congratulating you all for saving 75 lives. It's absolutely magnificent. Lieutenant Commander Brock, perhaps you'd be kind enough to accept the award on behalf of the Naval Air Station.
Thanks very much indeed. On behalf of Captain Toffs and everyone at Culdrose, many thanks, Blue Peter.
We're very happy that you're all here, not only to receive your award, but also to help us celebrate Blue Peter's 21st birthday. And as you know, no birthday is complete without a cake.
And what more suitable cake than a chopper-shaped cake? I hasten to add, not made by me, but by a friend of Delia Smith, Mr. Ralph Hills, who specialises in making party cakes.
And he's really excelled himself, hasn't he? It's absolutely magnificent. You know, every single part of it is edible.
And there's one thing I must say about it, even that goes round.
Brilliant.
Wonderful.
Well, I've got a cake over here for the animals as well. That's edible as well. Goldie's been trying to leap on the table, but this is for her and Jack and Jill and the tortoises and all the rest of them. And I think what we must do now is all take a deep breath and blow all 21 candles out.
Come on then.
All right, here we go.
You're not blowing, but no, there's one more, right?
There's one left over there.
Would you do the honours? Lovely.
Brilliant. One for the animals.
Right.
And, of course, since Lieutenant Commander Brock had his ceremonial sword with him, we thought we must use his ceremonial sword to cut our ceremonial cake.
Come out, you. Get down.
Yes, we'll chop her nose off, I think. Right. You better hold the thing, because I'm
Right.
a bit unsafe with the
Just
with a
up
knife.
there, I think.
If we kind of
Here we go.
make literally a ceremonial
Oh, that's
cutting.
lovely.
Fine.
Oh, brilliant. You've obviously done this before. May I just confidentially say that I think perhaps you could have sharpened your sword, actually.
I've got a sharper knife for you. How about that one, too?
Oh, thanks. A great carving knife. Well, I'm going to have to sort of very inelegantly get up onto the table here. And I know it's a terrible shame to cut this beautiful helicopter, but Mr. Hills made it to be eaten, so here goes. And I tell you what, I know it's meant to be visitors first, but I'm blowed if I'm going to give any of this away before I've tasted just a little bit of the topping.
Here, have a plate.
Oh, it's absolutely divine. It really is.
Goldie, come
Brilliant.
round here. Come on. Let's
Better serve us out with some other
Yes, I
ones.
will. Yeah.
Pass them round.
Can't go near. This is your cake. Now sit. Sit. Can we have a piece of
A knife?
a knife and
One of
fork?
those?
Yes,
There we
with
are.
the doggy. Thanks. And we've got cake for everybody, including the animals, all the people here in the studio, including the band. But they've got to do a bit of blowing before they get their cake because they've promised to play our special closing music for us. Anyway, we're having a great birthday party. We'll be back on Thursday with the latest news about the latest ancient Egyptian temple that's been rescued from the rising waters of the Nile.
And don't worry about missing Noah and Nellie either, because they'll be back on Thursday with us, so we'll see you then.
And we'll have our Blue Peter letter E in our Blue Peter dog alphabet.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.